So, have you played this
Just in
game before?
case. I have played this game before. It says I'm a level 1 driller, but I've actually played this game for a little while.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter if you didn't play the game at all, but
No, like I'm totally not faking being good at the game for clout.
oh, cool. Well, then maybe I shouldn't either. Let's see. I'm just customizing shit.
Wait, someone warned me about this jukebox. They said don't play the jukebox.
Why?
I think like the jukebox has like copyrighted music on it, so they're like don't touch it.
Whatever, bro.
living on the dangerous side.
Whatever, bro. Whatever, man.
Roger that. Supplies are coming.
Roger Dodger.
Flares ain't ready.
You know, I think it's really neat. That every single dwarf is played by the same voice actor, just at a different pitch.
Oh, it's genius, and the guy has so much fun with it.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like every patch, they're like, or every time they're about to release a new patch, they're like, okay,
New voice lines.
your voice lines. Just go on vacation, come back, and just say whatever you thought of, and we'll put it in the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I would do.
That's what it feels like. It feels like a guy who's just like, I wrote this while I was at home over the weekend.
Yeah. I was trying to catch up with the One Piece, and I came up with some new dwarf lines. Like, all right, sure, let me hear them.
I can't carry anymore.
Oh, you're a loot bug killer too?
I mean, I gotta be. Bugs is bugs.
Nah, these ones are. Yo, speaking of bugs is bugs.
What?
Over here.
Oh,
Shoot it,
the
shoot
Hully
it.
Hoarder. Yeah.
We got the hoarder. Molly.
There we go.
Bad feeling. Rock and stone, but not as bad as rock and stone.
Okay, let me.
What do you prefer to go by? JD? King?
Oh, you know, you could call me Joey, or you could call me Mr.
Joey.
King, or you could call me JDK, or you could call me Mr. J, but you can't call me D.
D. They speak our language. Oh, Digimon can speak.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Digimon can speak. Pokemon, they just like, well, except for Meowth,
You know what I mean?
they can't.
Get ready, team.
Right, right.
Let the face
All they could do is say their name.
Stay out
But
of
that's only if
Ditto
it's the
can't.
anime.
How come Ditto can't speak?
That's a good question. Especially since like Ditto could become that said Meowth.
Right. Oh, well, yeah, I see, that's the
Ooh,
thing
videos.
about Meowth is that you can't use him as an example of Pokemon lore because it was only the show that did that.
That's true, that's true.
Right as I hit the fucking pearl, someone played a fart redeem noise. No, seriously, I don't remember how to turn off these goals. Is it this way?
I think maybe
Digimon
something
can
to do with
switch.
extreme
Oh, they
vision.
can jump between their evolutions, so they can be whatever they want to be at any given time.
Oh, I think that was a thing. Again, like I only know Digimon from like
I think that's
what people
true.
post about it. It's kind of weird to like bi-curiously know things about fandoms from what they post without actually being part of the fandom or even, you know, watching any of their stuff.
Everyone's got their thing. For me, it is neither Pokemon or Digimon. I'm all about the Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's my geekiness to the max.
I
know
played-
so much.
I played a bit of the new Monster Hunter Rise.
Mm-hmm.
The first Monster Hunter game, so I wasn't really sure like how the game loop works. You like go in, kill monster, get better loot, kill monster again, and then you
Yep.
kill a bigger monster, right?
Yes.
I see, I see.
Getting closer to
Back when I
The
played
end,
it.
the end game would be about building making builds like you would in Dark Souls or any other game.
Oh, okay, okay. Now I see you mentioned Dark Souls. I'm a bit of a Souls player myself. Like I played Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Elden Ring. How many Souls games or like what Souls games have you played?
Okay, so I haven't played Bloodborne. Begin pipeline. No, not yet. I have not played Bloodborne, but
God damn it, there's a pebble in my boot.
I've played all of them.
Oh, okay, okay. So like Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2. You played Elden Ring?
Yes, but here's the thing. I have only ever completed Dark Souls 2 and Sekiro.
Ah, okay, I see, I see.
But I've played them all.
Nice, nice. That makes sense. Let me see. I think
I like them, but I'm bad.
I think Dark Souls is what got me to start reading Berserk, because, you know, I read so much it was like based off Berserk. So I'm like, let me read Berserk first before I could play Dark Souls to get the like best experience.
I'm not too knowledgeable about Dark Souls. I like Dark Souls is fun for me, but I don't really like playing the game before videos start coming out. And what I mean by that is that I'm too dense to put this story together in my head. So like for like Vadi video or someone like him to come out and make lore videos, make it more enjoyable for when I do play it, because that way I'm like, oh, now this makes sense to me and I can get more instant enjoyment out of what's happening rather than trying to figure this shit out later.
Oh, I see, I see. Me, I just try to get all the Berserk references in any of the Souls games I played. Like, oh, that's Guts' sword again. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Or like, oh, that's Mr. Griffith.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's good stuff.
Yes,
But no, Monster Hunter was my thing.
So, since I only played Rise, is there anything I need to know about the lore? Like, I know, like, their towns being, like, hunted by monsters. You gotta, like, protect them, right?
Lore specific to Rise or of the series?
I guess, like, of the series. Like, what am I missing from just playing Rise?
Nothing.
Okay, okay. So, like, it's kind of like Pokemon. You can just, like, play the games and it, like, doesn't really affect too much.
The lore to Monster Hunter is different to lore of Dark Souls and everything else we've talked about, and we haven't sworn real quick. Whereas what I mean by that is the lore is not a matter of story, area, and everything accumulated, despite that there being some anyways. It's not the main focus. It's more of a focus on the actual monsters, because the way monsters is designed for Monster Hunter is not typical to regular fantasy stuff. They're all designed with a method of realistic fantasy.
Okay, so it's more focusing on like how you interact with the monsters between games, you mean?
It's more focused on their ecology. That's the perfect way I would explain it.
I see. So like if you're like a Monster Hunter biologist, you would want to play Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's actually a really good way to put it.
I see. That's a really interesting way of telling the story.
Here's a perfect example, right? And he's actually one of my favorites. There's a monster called Rajan, okay? And two really cool things about him, but I'll go over his, like, how he operates. He's basically a monkey with goat horns. That's pretty much it. Nothing special. Black fur. He's kind of like a baboon in terms of face.
Okay, picturing it now.
When he gets angry, his fur on the back spikes up and goes yellow. Literally looks like Goku. Okay. And also, not only does he look like Goku, he can start shooting electricity. He moves around like Blanca, Sonic. He punches you, and then his arms start glowing red when he gets even angrier. But what's really cool about it is that you can't really, get him out of that state of previous anger without, cutting off his tail.
Okay.
What makes it so beautiful? It's all a Goku reference.
I see. Now, it's interesting they went with a Goku reference, because Goku is a lot gets a lot of his inspiration from the Monkey King, Sun Wukong.
Right,
but
that's
it does
always going to be referred to in everything. Sun Wukong is just like...
Yeah, like Sun Wukong, Journey to the West, things like that. So, it does feel more like a Dragon Ball Z reference, because of the whole cutting off the tail, making him like, passive kind of thing. That sounds more like a Saiyan aspect, because I think they did that to Vegeta. Well, it didn't calm him down, but it got rid of his monkey form.
Exactly. That's you got that perfectly. And then the only other thing that was a little bit harder to pick up, and I also didn't explain it well, but when he turns angry for a second time and his arms glow red, that's a reference to Kaioken.
Oh yeah, definitely. That definitely sounds like a Kaioken reference.
But what's beautiful is that despite all the inspiration they took, is that they made it all feel like, okay, this feels like it could be a real thing in a weird way. It explains how it gets the electricity, and in its weird bullshit way, they came up with the reasoning being it actually produces so much. It's burning so many calories that it's able to convert it to like electricity only after it eats the horn of a specific elder dragon.
That does sound pretty interesting, because like when I played Monster Hunter Rise, I'm like, the gameplay is kind of fun, but I'm not really getting the story. It's like you got monsters and you got to protect them. Seems kind of like basic, you know?
The story is always going to be, our village is under attack by assholes. Go kill it. And you're just like, okay. That's the story for every game. You don't miss anything.
I guess I probably should have been focusing more on the monsters. You know, now that it's in perspective, I could probably have like a better experience. You know, I played a couple monsters, but that's about it.
Yeah, when you look at it more like that, it's awesome. And they also did like another really good job with Sunbreak, which was this expansion. So if you didn't get much out of Rise, Sunbreak offers a lot more.
I see.
But so for one that I can't think of that's based off of anything by any pop culture reference, Zinogre is another good example of anything. It's a wolf. It howls like a wolf. It moves around like a wolf. But the difference is that it has weird fur and almost like carapace-like armor along its body in the shape of hives. And in your time of playing Rise, I don't know if you remember, but thunderbugs were an item you could pick up.
Okay.
Zinogre's whole thing is that he's an electric monster, but only because of all of the mutual relationship that he has with thunderbugs that live on his body. So it's mutual because the thunderbugs have a place to hang out, you know, and protection. And then Zinogre, the thunderbugs will also help him out in combat.
I see. You know what? I'm a real sucker for like that kind of like very intricate, minute
it's
lore.
so cool.
Yeah, like I was really into Mass Effect because I would like read all of the little data logs that were in Mass Effect that would explain how their sci-fi works. Yeah, like the series is called Mass Effect because they discovered a new element called Mass Effect. And it's the coolest little element because when you run electricity through it, it can actually change the mass of an object in its field whenever you run electricity through it. So that's how they explain faster than light travel. You see, they go, oh, well, you know, you run electricity through the Mass Effect and it actually makes light lighter than it was before. So you could theoretically make a ship even lighter than current light, meaning it can go faster than light. And that also explains how their guns work. They have like little Mass Effect in the guns, so that way they can shoot bullets at like faster than light.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's all these little things. Because like someone bothered writing it.